Hey everybody, let's talk about the phrase, I can't afford it. So I've heard this both personally and professionally. So people say it personally, sometimes when they're just talking about they can't afford a gym membership or they can't afford to quit their job that they have right now. Or professionally, a business can't afford to hire a marketing team or can't afford to hire a business consultant like me, something like that. So I just want to point out that a lot of times when people say, I can't afford it or we can't afford it, it's not actually that they can't afford it financially. It's more that they're not willing to uh, give up something or sacrifice what it takes to achieve what it is that they're saying they can't afford. So, yes, sometimes there are things that people literally just cannot afford. Sometimes we're in a bad place, we don't have a lot of money. I've been there. I have friends who've been there, and I've seen that. I've seen times where people literally cannot afford to eat or go to a gym or whatever it is that is a luxury item that they're trying to afford, or even a necessity like food. Sometimes, we just don't have the money. And that's different. That's not exactly what I'm talking about right now. Although I do want you to keep that in perspective if you're ever saying the phrase, I can't afford it, and you do have a car, you do have food on your table, you're healthy, you can afford to go to the doctor if need be, or whatever it is. If you can afford all of life's basic necessities and you say the words, I can't afford it, just think about who you're talking to, because sometimes you're saying that to a person who literally can't even afford their own food or shelter. So just keep that perspective in mind. But anyway, a lot of times when I hear I can't afford it, it is not so much that they don't have the financials to be able to afford what it is they're talking about. It's just that they don't want to give up something that they have. So they have a nice car, or they have a big house, or they have a good salary. Something like that is a luxury, not a necessity. And sometimes people think that they're necessities and that they can't give them up in order to afford what it is that they're saying, I can't afford. It's not that they can't afford it, it's that they are choosing not to make that a priority. So I just want you to watch your words and what you say. I can't afford it is a it's a trigger statement for me, I guess, because a lot of the times people just don't want to prioritize the time that they have to invest into looking at their budget or researching to figure out if this is something that they can afford and want to make the room in their budget for, make the time to research, make the time to look into it, and see why it's important that you spend your money on that versus something else, or why you save to spend the money on something that's important. So just keep that in mind. I can't afford it is not really a great term unless you literally do not have the money to afford that. But if you can rearrange your money and take money away from one luxury to put it into something different, then that's not, I can't afford it. That's, I have a different priority right now. That should be your phrase. So keep that in mind. Be mindful of who you're talking to when you say I can't afford it. And if you're just not willing to put the time into researching it, into changing your budget to put that in there, then say that's just not a priority for me right now. And that's a better phrase than I can't afford it or our business can't afford it. All right, have a good day.